It's the early 1970s in England. A taxi draws up to a remote cottage late at night. It's all dark outside. A couple of youngsters leave the taxi and enter the cottage. It's a strange place to them. They've never been there before. And the taxi drives off. It's a calm, dark night. Neither of them are old enough to drive, hence the reason why they came in the taxi. And this is a place they've never been to before. It's their uncle's cottage. An arrangement was made for them to stay there for a short while. However, when they go through the door and switch the lights on, there's no one around. They call out for their uncle, but there's no answer. All quiet. Uncle, but there's no one around. He calls upstairs. No answer. You could say he's a more rational one of being a scientific type of boy, lad. She's a bit more metaphysical. He's a big brother. So they wander through out the back door and into the surrounding land outside. Late at night, in a strange place. Probably not the wisest idea, but they are young. The girl gets momentarily transfixed by a pool of water, and she stares into this water as if it's hypnotizing her. The boy, young man, throws a stone in and it splashes, snaps her out of her dwam. He says, I wonder if there's any fish in there. It's an eerie atmosphere, and the girl is beginning to pick up some bad vibes. She starts to focus on an old tree, and she's saying to him, oh, look at that tree. It's, I don't like it. It's spooky. And he says, well, it certainly looks dead, I can say that. And, but she's compelled to walk towards the tree trunk. And as she gets near, her feelings of eeriness, nervousness increase. Being the protective big brother, he comes up next to her, realising there's something about what she's experiencing he has to keep an eye on. And he strides forward, but she gets spooked, and she says, don't touch the tree, don't touch it. And he's quite surprised by a rather dramatic response. And he looks at her as if to say, well, I haven't seen her act like that for a while. And then the girl approaches the tree trunk, and as she reaches out her hand to touch the bark, The wind whips up suddenly, and her hair blows around, and it's almost as if she gets possessed by something. She starts to scream and shout, "I can see the flames, I can see the flames." This really freaks the lad out, and he pulls her back a bit, and she comes back into the moment. "What was all that about?" he's saying. And she said, I don't know what came over me. So he puts his arm around her protectively. "Let's get back inside," he says. "Come on, back in."